python who just bit me.
So,
He bit me.
did it hurt bad?
It didn't hurt that bad, but I feel like it was pretty bad considering how small he was.
Well, did you get it on camera?
Yeah. I was like, this is a white-lipped python, and then he bit me. Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going... So as you guys are probably aware, we breed geckos. We breed a lot of different geckos, and we have like very specific species that we want to work with and things that we've been wanting to get for a very long time. And it just so happens that sometimes it seems like whenever certain very specific things that we want become available, it's usually like multiple of them becoming available at once. And so like you feel like you gotta get everything right then and there because it's like, when will this opportunity come again? So that's kind of what happened, and that's why I'm introducing 4 new snakes to you guys today. I'm very excited because they're very cool and unique snake species that I just really love, and I'm so excited to talk about them and show them to you guys. The birds are just being relentless today. So for this first one, I want you guys to guess what kind of snake this is, and then let me know if you are right. I'll give you guys a second to think about it. What do you think this is? It's either obvious or it's just not obvious at all. Probably depends. If you guessed a Boa Constrictor Imperator, then you were correct. So just like my other boa, Athena, this is a Bci Boa. As you guys can see, he's completely black. So he's an IMG jungle motley. The IMG stands for increased melanin gene. That's what gives them their extremely dark pigment. What's really interesting about these guys is they actually are born a much lighter color, and as they grow older, their color gets darker. So if you get an IMG as like a hatchling, then it's kind of a toss-up as far as how dark it's actually going to get. So he's actually, I mean, obviously, he's not full grown, and he's already basically completely black. When they're hatchlings, you can still see their kind of boa pattern underneath. Over time, it gets darker and darker, and some of them you can still kind of see the pattern as an adult, and other ones will get completely black like this. We would absolutely love to get a female and actually get to breed these guys in the future. They're stunning, they're beautiful, they're black, and they're also extremely iridescent as well. That is him. He does not have a name yet. We're still thinking about it. But if you guys have any really just cool names that you think would fit him, let us know. So this next one is a southern white-lipped python who just bit me. Okay, she's out for blood. So this is a southern white-lipped python, or maybe I should say the next 2 are southern white-lipped pythons, because we got 2 of them. Their scientific name is Leopython meridionalis. They get around 8 to 9 feet long, and for each of the snakes I'm talking about in this video, I made little bullet points about just different things I wanted to say about each one to make sure I didn't miss anything. One of the bullet points I typed out literally just says nippy. Can you guess why it says that? So they're known for being just feisty little ones. Do you guys see this? Do you want to freaking fight, bro? Like, seriously? Do you want to go? I swear he wants me dead. Yeah, anyways, they're from New Guinea, and they obviously get their name because they're an all pretty much dark snake, but they have a little bit of white on their face, white-lipped python, yeah. Other than being known for being really nippy, they are also just known for being stunningly beautiful. Very, very iridescent. They're just beautiful snakes. So there are northern and southern white-lipped pythons, This is a southern white-lipped python. The southern white-lipped pythons are much darker than the northerns. The northerns have much more like orangey, really bright tones to them. And I feel like people usually prefer the northerns because again, they look much more colorful. We actually wanted the southerns, and the southerns are a bit harder to find because not as many people work with them or breed them. White-lipped pythons are very often imported. So they're usually wild caught, especially the southerns are usually wild caught because again, not as many people breed them. He is captive bred. Didn't want to get imports because, you know, imports are just really difficult to get acclimated to captivity. The other southern white-lipped that we got, like I said, we got two. The other one is a female. She's much larger, so she wasn't bred in captivity, but her egg was hatched in captivity. So usually when it's captive hatched, it means there was an import that was brought in that was gravid, and then it lays eggs in captivity. He's obviously far from being breeding size, but once he is, we do want to try breeding them. So the female's name is Prism. He doesn't have a name, and yeah, they're very pretty, but it sucks that they're so freaking rude. Let's move on, shall we? To one that will hopefully probably not bite me as much. Finally, I get to introduce you guys to this little guy who I am very excited to show you because he's just so freaking cool. This is a boy Runa Maculada, which is a species of Mooserana. And if you guys haven't seen Mooseranas before, let me just tell you that they are very cool snakes. And not only is he a Mooserana, but he is a pied Mooserana. As you can see, he has those breaks in his pattern. Mooseranas on their own are very pretty snakes, but the pied ones are just so unique. It just really adds something. I love the way they look. There's just a lot of really awesome things about the Mooserana. These guys are colubrids, and they are actually venomous. Now, they are rear-fanged venomous, and their venom also isn't deadly to humans. It still can be medically significant, especially if you're allergic, so that's not a huge concern for me, I don't think. Unless I'm allergic, which would really suck. That would really just be very unlucky, but yeah, hopefully not. Also, a couple more things. First of all, they also don't bite very often. Like, they're very much known to be a snake that's gonna try to flee from you as much as possible before it actually goes to bite you. And also, because they're rear-fanged venomous, even if you get struck by one of these guys, chances are they're not going to inject their venom into you, because in order to do so, they just really have to be biting and kind of chewing on you for a minute for them to get their rear fangs onto you and injecting venom into you. You thought that was what made these guys cool, but that is not the only thing. Before we get into the really cool stuff, the basics, they're from South America. He is a baby. They can get about 7-8 feet long, so he will become a very big noodle. What's also really cool about these guys and makes them really unique is they're actually ophiophagous. Ophiophagous is something that eats snakes. And then ophiophagy is, you know, like the act of eating snakes. These guys eat other snakes mainly, and they also can eat like small mammals, rodents, things like that as well. But what's really cool is they'll actually feed on other venomous snakes like vipers, and they're actually immune to viper venom. That's just like really freaking badass, you know? Like, viper bites them, doesn't do shit. They are just completely immune. It's really cool. What's a little bit less cool though is the fact that as hatchlings, sometimes it's very difficult to get them to eat anything other than live snakes, or even like frozen thawed snakes. Because their primary diet is normally snakes in the wild, as hatchlings, they're gonna eat snakes most likely, and people usually have a very difficult time switching them from snakes to rodents. Once they make the switch and they start eating rodents, they can survive off of rodents just fine. Getting them to take rodents can be very difficult. So I do really want to work with this species as far as breeding goes. So far, we don't have plans to breed just because this has just been a snake that we've wanted, especially that Maddie wanted really badly. She was just kind of wanting to have it at least as a pet. I'd personally really love to try breeding them, but one reason why not a lot of people I think work with them, because as hatchlings, it's very difficult to switch them from snakes to rodents. You know, you really just don't want to end up with a bunch of snakes that just eat other snakes unless you have some sort of source to get feeder snakes from, or if you're like a pretty large scale snake breeder and you can feed it duds and just babies that failed at hatching or something. That is not me. And most people don't want to buy a snake that's just eating other snakes either. Of course, other people who have experience with doing so probably wouldn't mind, but for the most part, people aren't going to want to buy it until it's switched onto rodents. Luckily, he is on rodents. The person who is rehoming him had him switched onto rodents already, so that was cool. Yeah, that is the pied Mooserana. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the new snakes that we got. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. All my social media links will be down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in my next video.